Today I am going to explain the action and crime movie Gumraah, released in the year 2023. The film is about the investigation of a murder case in which a murderer is identified and arrested. But when a video resurfaces showing the same person in a completely different location at the same time, the case takes a thrilling turn. Watch the recap to find out more, and don't forget to subscribe to get notified about our next thriller recap. The movie begins with the main character of our story entering a house wearing a yellow raincoat and starting to hit a boy named Akash who lives there. It is raining heavily outside, and inside the house, they have a fierce fight, and finally Akash is killed by our main character. After the murder, he tries to go out by the front door, but a group of drunkards is rioting on the street outside. That's why he jumps from the balcony to escape from the back way. He then goes to a deserted place and burns his raincoat. In the next scene, a police investigation is going on at Akash's house. Insp. Shivani Mathur arrives at the scene in a taxi. She does a detailed inspection of the house and checks all the spots thoroughly. Sai Pankaj Keslat is telling his team that this is a theft case. The house owner saw the thief stealing, and the thief killed Akash in his defense. Shivani scolds them for not wearing gloves during the investigation and tampering with the evidence. She then explains to them how the killer entered the house and how the victim tried to escape but was finally killed by the killer. Not only this, but she also explains that the killer has erased all the evidence, which is why the floor of the room is wet and the body is in the bathtub. Shivani adds that the killer has a very clever mind and also has knowledge of forensics. ACP Darren Yadav comes there and says that no matter how smart the criminal is, he leaves some evidence. But some policemen are incompetent and cannot find this evidence. Shivani tries to tell ACP Darren that she thinks personal enmity was the motive behind the murder. But ACP Darren blunts her and says that the job of the police is to act based on solid evidence and not on assumption, so she should collect evidence and submit a report. As per the order, Shivani starts her investigation. She also meets Akash's sister and asks her about Akash. His sister says that Akash had recently come to settle here from America after divorcing his American wife. He wanted to settle down here and start a tech company of his own, for which he also withdrew 2 million rupees from his family account. Hearing this, Shivani asks Akash's sister to check the locker, only to find that the money is not there. Shivani takes the investigation further, interrogating the watchman, the housekeeper, and the neighbors. A neighbor came to the police station with his son and said that on the night of the murder, his son was on the balcony with his girlfriend. Shivani checks the boy's cell phone. The boy takes some pictures with his girlfriend. In one of the pictures, she notices the face of the killer on Akash's balcony. In this case, it becomes solid evidence, which she takes to ACP Darren. The ACP recognizes the killer by seeing his face. He also gives the name of the murderer and orders his arrest by giving his address. Shivani arrests Arjun Sehgal, who is the main suspect. Arjun is brought to the police station and locked in a room. After several hours, ACP Darren comes to question him about Akash's murder, but Arjun denies that he neither knows Akash nor has he killed anyone. ACP Darren asks Arjun where he was on Wednesday night, to which he replies that he was at a party. ACP says that he left the party early after telling his friend that he had to get the land registry done in the morning, but he did not even reach the registry office in the morning. Arjun replies that he was unwell, which is why he couldn't go for the registry. It seems that ACP has come with all his preparation. He doesn't believe anything Arjun says, so he tries to get Arjun to reveal the truth by torturing him. Sai Pankaj beats him badly. The ACP asks Arjun if he left the party at 10:30 for his home, while according to the CCTV camera in Arjun's building, he reached home at 2 in the night. He asks where Arjun was during this time. Arjun replies that on the way, he got a punctured tire on Noor Manzil Road. His car jack was also damaged, and he was not getting any help due to heavy rain. After a while, a taxi driver passed by and helped him change the tire of his car, so he returned late at night. No one believes his words. ACP shows him the photo and asks what he was doing on Akash's balcony at 12 p.m. on Wednesday when he doesn't know Akash. Arjun also gets worried after seeing the picture. ACP tells Arjun that his game is over, his career, love, and life are all ruined, and he will try to get him at least a life sentence. Arjun is imprisoned in the same room. He shouts that that photo is not his, but it is all ACP's conspiracy. The story does not end there, but here comes a great twist. After Arjun's picture goes viral, a man, Suraj Rana, who was drunk and raised his hand at the police, is arrested by the police blockade. The police arrive to find that Suraj is Arjun's look-alike. What seemed like an open and shut case 2 minutes ago is now ripe for the cops to prove who the real killer out of the two is. The story now goes back 3 months and starts with Arjun, a civil engineer who likes a girl, Janvi Bell, and advances their relationship by expressing his love for her. Suraj, on the other hand, is also shown bringing an ATM machine to Lakshmi Seth, an illegal dealer, and showing him fake news to make him believe that there are 2 million rupees in it. Lakshmi Seth can't open this ATM machine, so he gives 2 lakh rupees in cash to Suraj. After he leaves, Lakshmi Seth opens the ATM machine, which contains fake money. He angrily calls Suraj and threatens him with heavy punishment for cheating on him. But all this does not matter to Suraj. Suraj's friend Chaddy tells him that he has an electronics shop that has been closed due to his fraud because the person he cheated with is fighting a court case against him, and after losing the case, he will lose the shop. Suraj assures him that nothing like this will happen. Suraj goes to court with Chaddy. Suraj convinces the complainant and the lawyer to settle out of court. Thus, Chaddy gets his shop back and is very grateful to Suraj. They are celebrating their victory when Lakshmi Seth kidnaps both of them and releases them only on the condition that Suraj will return 2 million instead of 200,000 in a few days, or Lakshmi will sell Chaddy's body parts. Now Suraj starts trying to collect 2 million rupees. Arjun, on the other hand, is very happy with Janvi, and his project, which he was working on, is also getting success. Janvi tells him that she will be leaving for Mumbai in a few days for her college reunion, and from there she will fly to Dubai to meet her mother. Arjun gets sad to hear this, as Janvi has been gone for so many days. On the day Janvi leaves for Mumbai, Arjun is searching all over the house for the ring he bought for Janvi. When he doesn't find the ring, he compulsively reaches the airport to bid farewell to Janvi and proposes to her there. Janvi gets very happy hearing this. Arjun tells her that he had also bought a ring for her, but he might have lost it. On the other hand, Suraj gambles to manage the money, but loses badly. Chaddy is kidnapped again by Lakshmi, who gives Suraj only 2 days to manage the money. In the next scene, we see Arjun leaving his party in a hurry. He gets very frustrated when he gets into his car, while Suraj is also shown getting very frustrated with everything and taking out his anger on the bike. Both Arjun and Suraj arrive at a decision after thinking, and both start their respective rides to accomplish their goal. One of both Arjun and Suraj enters Akash's house wearing a raincoat and kills him. Now that the story comes back to the present, ACP Dhiren gets very upset seeing Suraj and calls a lawyer friend of his. Policemen also interrogate Suraj, and his samples are taken for DNA testing. The police also tried to torture Suraj, but he handled the situation very cleverly. He protects himself by resorting to legal statements to prevent the police from torturing him. Suraj says that he was at his friend Chaddy's shop on Wednesday night. He also gives the address of the shop along with the phone number. ACP's friend reaches the police station, and ACP informs him about the whole situation. ACP has a grudge against Arjun, which is why he wants to punish him at all costs. But in this situation, even his lawyer friend cannot help him. The two suspects are similar in appearance, and their DNA also matches, revealing that they are identical twin brothers. Moreover, both have the same scar on their arms. At the police station, when Arjun is running away from police custody, he encounters Suraj, and they both have a nasty fight with each other. The policemen separate the two. Now the history of these two brothers is brought out, which reveals that their mother was addicted to gambling, due to which their father divorced their mother and stopped her from seeing the children. Their mother could not bear the grief of being separated from her children and committed suicide. Suraj was very close to his mother, He blamed his father for all this, so he became distant from his father and brother. Both get admitted to a psychiatrist hospital for a year, and there, one of them gets angry and attacked the doctor, Dr. Lagwell. No one could find out who committed the attack, so they both escaped punishment. Arjun tells ACP that Suraj is the murderer because a few days ago, he bought a ring for his girlfriend that was lost, and he thought Suraj had stolen it, so he hired goons who beat up Suraj very hard to get the ring from him. While the ring wasn't stolen by Suraj, it was found in Arjun's car, so Suraj is now taking revenge on him by framing him in the Akash murder case. After knowing all these facts, the police get into more trouble. Shivani notices that the ACP wants to punish Arjun anyway, and she asks ASI Rajendra Rathi about this. He says that ACP has a daughter who ran away with her lover and married him. Arjun was the one who supported this couple. Till today, no one knows where ACP's daughter is. ACP tried hard to take revenge on Arjun but failed. However, this time ACP wants to punish him at all costs. Knowing this, Shivani, who already thought Suraj to be the killer, now starts to believe him as she also learns that Suraj had a loan of $2 million, which he paid the day after the murder. ACP tries to fabricate false evidence, and for this he takes Suraj to a jewelry shop and asks him to leave his fingerprints there so that they can prove that Suraj did not commit the murder, but that he was engaged in a robbery that night. But Suraj refuses and says that the 2 million rupees he used to pay off his debt were not stolen from anywhere but won by playing cards at Baisha's house, and he was there the whole night. ACP gets angry hearing this and asks why he didn't tell him earlier. Suraj replies in a sarcastic tone that he was scared because if he told the truth, he would have to spend a week in jail and be fined for gambling. To confirm this, they go to Baisha's house, and Bajia confirms that Suraj won $25 million that night. ACP gets very happy as they have found their killer now, but it is not going to be easy for ACP. ASI Manoj tells ACP that Arjun did not commit the murder as they have solid proof. When they reach the police station, the ACP's daughter is there with her husband and tells them that Arjun had come to meet them in East Delhi on the day of the murder because they needed some money. But the ACP says that it was during the day, while the murder took place at night. Shivani brings the taxi driver who helped Arjun on Noor Manzil Road. Moreover, the driver's and Arjun's statements also match, meaning that Arjun is telling the truth. There are witnesses for both suspects, which proves that neither of them committed the murder, while the photograph is solid proof. Surely one of the two is lying. 6 months later, the case is heard, and the judge decides that it cannot be proved who the actual murderer in one of them is, and therefore no innocent person will be punished, so both are released. A few weeks later, at the police station, Shivani is checking some old files when she comes across Janvi's missing report, and it is Arjun who filed the complaint. Seeing this, she finds something strange and secretly conducts her investigation, where she meets Janvi's friend and her roommate. Janvi's friend tells Shivani that Arjun and Janvi loved each other very much, but when Janvi went to Mumbai for her reunion, she kept messaging her, asking her to ask Arjun to move on because Janvi is about to get married with her ex-boyfriend Akash. But Arjun doesn't believe all these things, and at the reunion party, all the friends see Janvi leaving the party with Akash. We then see that Arjun has come to Akash's house wearing a yellow rain suit, and he wants to ask Akash about Janvi. During the fight, Akash tries to kill Arjun and tells him how he drugged Janvi and drugged her continuously for days. Meanwhile, he continued to take advantage of Janvi. Even in unconsciousness, she was only calling Arjun for help. Akash kills Janvi and disposes of both her body and the case by paying $2 million. Hearing this, Arjun gets very angry and overpowers Akash, killing him with a screwdriver. In the present, Shivani meets Dr. Lagwell. He tells Shivani that the two brothers used to fight badly with each other, but whenever a third person came between them, they became one. Shivani has reached the real killer. On the other hand, the two brothers meet at a deserted place. Suraj tells Arjun that he was fully aware of all the happenings in his life and knew about Janvi's disappearance. When Akash was killed, he was coming to ask Arjun about this, but the police had already arrested him. When Suraj finds out that ACP Dhiren Yadav is connected to the case, he fights with the policeman and gets himself arrested. Suraj then convinces Inspector Shivani with his actions that he is the killer. That's why Shivani made a false witness, who was a taxi driver, to help Arjun. Both the brothers believe that Shivani must have known the truth, but she cannot report it as it will endanger her own career. When asked by Arjun, Suraj tells him that he did all this for his mother because that is what she wanted from him. Suraj also says that this was the last gamble of his life, and now he is moving on and starting a new life. Arjun hands over the house keys and a check to Suraj and says that he is leaving the country forever and that this is their last meeting. Once again, they get separated, and the movie ends with that. Overall, Gumraah is a great movie to watch with an amazing storyline, so make sure to check it out. To watch our next thriller recap, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments section about your next favorite movie that you would like us to recap. Stay thrilled.